the state serving an indictment on 5 men accused of killing rapper Kiernan, aka Forbes, and his friend Tebello Tibz Murder in 2023 outside a Durban restaurant. It's expected the Durban Magistrate's Court will then transfer the matter to the High Court. For an update on this, let's cross to SABC News reporter Jade Paulse. Jade, this a case, another one that certainly people are waiting to be finalized, but it's starting up again. Talk to us.
Today we are going to see whether this court will transfer the murder case of AKA and Tebello Tibz to the High Court. In the last court appearance, we did see a renewed bail bid being brought by the fourth accused and the said mastermind Mzwithemba Gwabeni, as well as the fifth accused Linda Kutlenda Monday. Now you would know that media reports have suggested, as well as this court, that Gwabeni was the mastermind behind the plot to kill AKA. However, he has brought evidence into this court saying that he was not involved in the plot to kill AKA. Now, in the last court appearance, we did see the state indicating and saying that they are in possession, Leanne, of a video that suggests otherwise. In fact, pinpointing the fourth accused at the time that AKA arrived at King Shaka International all the way through the toll gate, as well as being in conversation with many of the accused. Cell phone towers have picked up their different pins. So it's going to be very interesting to see what next they will be bringing to the court as from their defense team. But to unpack this, I am joined by our legal expert, Abigail Nkobeni. Thank you so much for joining us. A lot has happened over the year. There's been a lot of stop-start affair. Today, a possible transfer to the High Court.
Yes, we are expecting that. And like I had said earlier, part of the things that were amongst many, the issues that were raised by the defense when they were applying for a bail on new facts, they were kind of saying the wheels of the criminal justice system are turning very slow, because from the time of their arrest last time and the first bail application was denied somewhere in May, but up until today or as of last time, they were still here without being transferred to the High Court. And of course, we are expecting the state to stick to its earlier commitment to say when they come today, come high or low waters, they are going to be served with indictment, and this matter will see it proceeding to the higher court.
Now, we saw that renewed bail bid being brought by the fourth accused, as well as the fifth accused in this matter. And we also heard this court speaking about evidence that the state has, suggesting that the fourth accused was trailing AKA all the way from King Shaka to the toll, as well as the restaurant. The state saying they've got a watertight case.
Yes, remember that part of the things that the defense was saying, part of the things was the state does not have a strong case against them, and they felt like it's something that they could bring as a new factor. But in pushing back, the state was particular to say, in fact, there are developments in the investigations. Initially, we could not really see his clothing. We could not tell that it was actually him, despite that the cell phone towers were placing him at that vicinity. But now we can now see the accused number 4 following the deceased and making telephones, and they're saying when they visit the cell phone tower to check who he's talking to, these calls are amongst the accused persons. And when he passed the toll gate just after the airport, he passed just after the deceased, and that they say they can draw an inference that he actively participated in the murdering of the deceased, and they say their case is even more stronger than it was during the formal bail application.
And just picking up from you speaking about drawing an inference, we were always wondering the role of the others in the matter, and we also heard this court speaking about cell phone conversations that were had, that the towers picked up. But is that not circumstantial evidence as a legal expert?
Remember, there is also a doctrine of a common purpose. In as much as we can say inference drawn, but here we're talking active participation in committing this particular crime. And if you listen to the affidavit of the I.O., he particularly clearly indicated the role of each accused. There's one accused, I think it's one accused number 3. He was not there in the vicinity. There's nowhere where they place him. But the court said by him supplying weapons. This particular case will not have been there had it not been his active participation. So we are waiting to see what the court will be saying when this matter is tried, to try to see what was the role of each one of them. We cannot talk necessarily conclusively about circumstantial evidence at this stage, given that we have not really had the actual evidence being led. But now we know that the four of them seem to have participated equally, as much as the proceeds as well, the money that was paid to each one of them coming from the 800,000 that we had of. So it shows the active participation of all of them, and which of course say all of them were part of the commission of the offence.
Always a pleasure speaking to Abigail Ngobeni, they are legal expert. Well, there you heard it, Leanne. We're going to be hearing today whether this court will be transferring the matter to the High Court. As you heard, a lot has been unpacked. It's been a year of listening into the bail applications from these 5 accused. And then there's the matter of the other 2 that are still in Eswatini and when they will be extradited.